Hello, welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Now, on Sunday night, pop idols Gareth Gates won Celebrity SAS Who Dares Wins. As well as taking the 2023 crown, Gareth has been praised by fans for facing his fear of stammering. Have a look at this.
For me, growing up was hard. You know, having a stammer. School was hard. Verbally abused, physically. Lads just holding me down and just, you know, kind of shouting out things, you know, let's beat the words out of it. I think that's why I'm here, to kind of show myself this time I am stronger. Hopefully this time I won't break.
Yeah, you can clearly hear the tough time Gareth had at school with his stammering. It's estimated that it affects around 1 in 50 adults, including my next two guests, who both say Gareth has given them more confidence. Georgia Scott and rapper Kitch are here alongside speech and language therapist Ben Bolton-Grant. Thank you very much for coming in for a chat about this, Georgia. I know it's really important to you to show what life's like having a stammer, isn't it? I know you do loads of amazing stuff online. Tell us a bit about when you first kind of realised you had a stammer and what it was like for you.
I've had a stammer since I was 5, and I had a hard time growing up. Such a huge lack of awareness, and also understanding made it hard as a child. Yeah, it was quite hard growing up. Yeah, quite tough.
I imagine as well, you could probably really relate then to what Gareth was saying. What was it like hearing him say that, like, kind of on national telly?
Yeah, it hits me hard, actually, hearing that and hearing his experience. But it also makes me happy. He's since so much awareness for stammering. Yeah.
And that's
it's really good to see. That. Amazing.
That's what you're doing too, though, aren't you? Like, you've done all these brilliant videos on your socials. You've got hundreds of thousands of followers now as well. Tell us a bit about the types of things you put online and the reaction you've had from people.
I started my TikTok going through Starbucks drive through, and I just wanted to show that is how having a stammer can affect you, but you don't need to let it control you.
Yeah, and I've watched that video as well of you ordering the Starbucks, and you can see, like, you know, you really prove the point about the fun you have in your life, and you don't want people to feel sorry for you or anything like that, do you?
Exactly.
You just want them to see the reality. And Kitch, for you, you know, Gareth Gates, obviously famous musician, and music is what's helped you with your stammer, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Seeing Gareth overcome his speech through singing, it's a it's very similar to now what I do with my rapping, and he's sort of given me the confidence to actually like try and achieve it, and regardless of what might hold me back.
Yeah, and what difference has rapping made to your life then? Because you're clearly, again, doing brilliant on it.
Thank you. Rap has, just changed everything. It's given me a new career path. It's boosted my confidence. It's also helped my mental health, whereas I used to hide emotions or express them physically through fighting or through other things. And now I have my music to help me vent, and it's really, and writing has become a therapeutic process.
Yeah. What would you say, Kitch, then, to anyone who might be watching this, who they themselves might have a stammer or someone in their family does? What would you say to them?
My biggest advice is to find what helps you. And so like me and Gareth, music's helped, but it's not going to work for everyone. So just find what your passion is and what gets you out of bed, and just stay focused and driven on that.
Yeah, which is exactly what George has done as well with everything you're doing.
Yeah.
Ben, as a speech and language therapist then, what is it a kind of parents, I guess, need to look out for if their child develops a stammer? When is it more than, just problems with speech and it becomes a stammer? Like, what do parents need to look out for, I guess?
Yeah, so stammering starts usually in kind of early years, so somewhere between about 2 and about 5 years old. And we know that a lot of children who start to stammer over a bit of time will stop. But some of them will go on to stammer for longer term. Like you said, there's a proportion of adults that still stammer. So the first thing really is it might happen, you might notice it. Usually it's parents that notice it before the child does, which is a good thing, that the child probably hasn't noticed and is carry on saying what they want to say and just cracking on with it, and that's great, let them carry on. But it can be really scary for parents. So it's about kind of just giving the child loads of time to speak. Don't try to do anything differently. It's happening because it's happening. It's not that anybody's done anything that might cause it. It's one of the things that happens sometimes as we grow up. But loads of time, letting the child say what they want to say when they want to say it, not interrupting, and trying to keep things as normal as possible. But it can be a scary time, so reach out and look for support. So there are a couple of brilliant charities that can give information. So Stammer, which is STAMMA.org, who are the national charity for stammering, and Action for Stammering Children, have brilliant websites, loads of information and support on there. So go and reach out for them, and they can put you in touch with other sources of support, such as your local NHS trust, if you need to seek speech language therapy.
If you're in that kind of early stages then of trying to work out whether your child's got a stammer or not, is it the type of thing you go to the GP to first before you look for support with these charities?
It can be. Often it depends where you live a little bit as to what the route into speech and language therapy is if you need it. I guess the thing to say is to ask the question about, is it causing a problem? So sometimes we see somebody stammer, we hear somebody stammer, and we immediately assume that must be a problem. So just check, is it causing a problem? Is it getting in the way? Is it affecting the child? Is it causing them to change their behaviour or do anything different? And if it is, absolutely go and seek support. If it's not, then it's okay to give it a bit of time and just see how things go. But so maybe the GP would be a good way in to start with. Otherwise, having a look at your local NHS website, and they'll give you the details about how to get in touch there. As you say, those
charities sound great on this. Can I ask you just as well, in terms of, if you're talking to someone with a stammer, if it's someone you work with or a family member, what are the kind of key rules? And what should people be thinking?
Something we talk about a lot in therapy when I'm working with groups, and it boils down to something really simple, which is really helpful, which is don't do anything different, just show up and listen. The temptation sometimes when you're talking with somebody who stammers is to maybe jump in and say the word for them, maybe try to do something to try to help. And we often think we're being helpful, but actually if we interrupt and do something forward, that can be really frustrating and really annoying. So just wait, just let the person say it. It's absolutely worth waiting for. And the more the rest of us get better at listening to stammering and letting stammering happening, the easier it will be for everybody who stammers.
Yeah, I can see Kitch and Georgia nodding along there. Georgia, is that a big thing for you then? Is, you know, people just need to listen to you and not try and finish your sentences and stuff like that?
Yeah. Exactly. Really makes us feel more brushed, bridges and helpful either. So yeah, I'd agree with all of that.
Yeah, excellent. Well, thank you so much for coming in to talk about this as well, because there'll be people watching who will get so much from everything you've said as well. As much as Gareth Gates, you're the other celebrities chatting about it now. So thank you for coming in, and thanks, Ben, too. Put your hands together for a brilliant guest.
Thank you.
Thank you.